So, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all the first year, second year, third year, fourth year students and the Praram team for joining. So, my name is Preet. Uh, अभी like काफी टाइम से मैं फोर्थ ईयर, थर्ड ईयर, सेकंड ईयर स्टूडेंट्स के साथ इंटरेक्शन में हूँ. तो फोर्थ ईयर स्टूडेंट्स पूछते हैं कि भैया अभी प्लेस हो चुके हैं बट आई डोंट नो कंपनी कब स्टार्ट, मतलब हमें ऑफर लेटर देगी कि नहीं देगी. Fourth year students I guess are will be doing internships, but because of this COVID situation वो भी hold पे होगी. Again the third year students are waiting for the companies कि अगस्त में आएगी नहीं आएगी. And the first year students, second year students, I think they won't be much worried about कौन से चूज करने हैं. मतलब मैकेनिकल ले लिया बस पापा ने बोला इसलिए. ऐसी सिचुएशन थी. सो आई थिंक सिचुएशन अभी भी काफी वैसी ही है. ओके हाँ, कि निर्मा इज एन एक्सेलेंट यूनिवर्सिटी बट आई थिंक मेंटरशिप इज लैगिंग. कि हमें पता नहीं होता हमारी जो स्पेसिफिक क्वेरीज है वो सॉल्व कौन करेगा. कि आई थिंक देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल ऑन यूट्यूब की. कोरा भी है कि प्लेसमेंट, इंजीनियरिंग प्लेसमेंट कैसे, इंटरव्यू कैसे क्रैक करते हैं, प्रिपरेशन कैसे करते हैं, सिलेक्ट सब्जेक्ट्स क्या कैसे सिलेक्ट करते हैं, हमारी मैकेनिकल ब्रांच अगर ली है तो क्या क्या एप्लीकेशन, एवरीथिंग इज अवेलेबल ऑनलाइन. बट हमें हमारी जो सिचुएशन है, हमारी जो क्वेरीज है वो कौन सॉल्व करेगा, राइट. सो दैट इज द रीजन वी हैव स्टार्टेड दिस प्लेटफॉर्म called Praram, which is a alumni community. And okay, so share the screen. I hope the screen is visible. Nirma University students, alumni who are either studying or have a lot of experience in respective fields. So we have gathered on this platform and we'll be solving your queries now onwards from whichever section or whichever vertical you have. Okay, and so we four were batchmate, and another thing common between us is we belong to the 17 batch. I think आपकी जितनी भी areas होगी, जितनी भी queries होगी, will be able to solve. And okay, I quickly introduce. I'll brief about the session. So the first session will be, we have three speakers, the Smith, Rushi, and Dhruv. So they will be sharing their experience and key learnings. And the second session will be Q&A session, in which you won't be allowed to speak, but surely you can share your queries through the chat window, and we'll be helping you out. So I'll introduce the first speaker, my friend Smith. He, both were staying in the same hostel, Hiramani hostel, throughout the 4 years. And in the first year, he scored the highest grades among all the branches. And even across the 4 years, he had approximately 9+ pointers. And he was, along with the studies, he was very much into extracurricular activities. And he got 6 medals in the athletic events. He was a core member of Team Stallions, which is participating in SAE Bhag competition. I think the mechanical engineers would be aware about that. So that was much about Smith Kapade. Is currently right now in Maruti Suzuki, is handling the R&D section. So I'll ask Smith to take over. Yes, Smith.
Thank you, Preet. Thank you for introducing me. So, hello everyone. I hope you all are safe and somehow coping up with this lockdown, which must be tiring after 2 months now. So, to start, I would just like to say that see, from the moment we join the college and till the moment we pass out, during those 4 years, irrespective of your experience, irrespective of what you do in those 4 years, you are dealt with a number of questions, a number of confusions, number of doubts that you come across during your 4 years. But sometimes these doubts become so huge that you get stuck in life. You don't know what to do next, and you don't even know where to go to seek help. And you see, during my college tenure also, I used to face such problems. So when we enter into college, in our first year, the problems that we face are what should be my focus on pointers, how much pointers should I target, or which clubs to join. Should I join some technical clubs, non-tech clubs, or should I entirely focus on my studies? When you go in your second year, the kind of questions that you face are how do I manage my extracurricular activities and my studies if you're into both, or what kind of internships do I need to take, which companies should I choose, should I go for a research based internship or a manufacturing company, where should I go, which what kind of an experience will be valuable to me. Then once you approach your third year, once you are in your third year, the questions come in your mind ki what to do after BTech, right? Should I go for further studies? If go for further studies, MBA, MTech, technical, non-technical, should I go outside India, should I stay in India? And the another important question that comes if you are sitting for the placement is how should I prepare for the placements, right? Because limited companies come to the campus and you want to be selected in a good company, a company of your choice. How do I prepare for such a company? So having said that, as this session is entirely focused on engineering campus placements, I would brief you about my journey, how I prepared for my interviews, and what I think are the important or the most important things that you need to take care of. So whatever I'm going to say, irrespective of your background, irrespective of what you have done in your 6 semesters, this will be useful to you. So please hear me out. Uh, the first thing that I want to say is that we need to get rid of our fear of unknown. Okay. For example, if I say in campus placements, we can prepare for aptitude. There are a number of resources available. We can prepare for any presentation or a GD round because there are YouTube videos there that you can see, or you can get familiar with the current topics or the current scenarios of the economies, politics, anything that usually come up in the discussions. But what we don't know is what will come in the interview, and that fear of unknown uh, is something that we need to get rid of. Why? Because you exactly know what is going to come in interview. Your interview is going to be driven by you and not by your interviewer. If you can just accept this, then you will be fine. Okay. So this is what I did, or this is what I believe one should do when he's approaching any interviews. Whenever you start an interview, the interviewer is going to ask you something like, tell me something about yourself, right? The first 1 or 2 minutes are going to be like that. So what you need to do is you need to put emphasis on the topics, the subjects, projects, internships that you have done or that you want to be discussed in an interview, right? Because once you mention that, those are the only things most probably the interview will take place on. The next thing you want to do is you don't want to speak anything wrong, because if you speak anything wrong, if you fake something and if you get caught, you lose your credibility for the rest of the interview, and what you say after that doesn't matter. Even if you're speaking right, the interviewer won't be able to accept that you are speaking right. So don't do that. And the third and the most important thing is you need to work in deltas. Now what I mean when I say you need to work in deltas is that you need to show them a difference. For example, just let me give you a simple example. If I tell you that the price of petrol is 70 rupees today, right? This is one case. Or I tell you that, bro, you know, कल तक पेट्रोल का प्राइस 65 था, आज सडनली इट हैज जंप टू 70 rupees. In both the cases, I'm telling you कि पेट्रोल का प्राइस आज 70 rupees है, but in one case I'm directly giving you information, and in other case I'm giving you a significant change in the amount. It has jumped from 65 to 70, and when you give a change, and if that change is significant, that creates an impact. Obviously you will like to listen to the second thing. दूसरे में तुम्हें लगेगा कुछ तो हुआ है, पहले में you don't know कि कुछ हुआ है. Likewise, in your interviews, when you are telling something about yourself, please show change rather than directly giving the final output. For example, when I open an interview, the first statement I say is, sir, before college, in my schooling life, I was an absolute introvert. I didn't like to talk to anyone. I was not comfortable at all speaking with anyone. But today, as you can see, I'm sitting in front of you and giving an interview the way I am. So you are showing a significant change that you have done with yourself, and that creates an impact. This is just one example. I have given many examples, and you need to introspect yourself and find out such examples. So the first thing is you need to remove the fear of the interview. It is absolutely in your control and no one else control. Having said that, I would like to share an incident. In my first year in college, I tried to get into Robocon because, as you know, Robocon and Baha are the two major competitions or two major projects that the Nirma mechanical students can take part in. I was preparing for Robocon. We were a team of 4 of my friends. A topic was given to us and we have to design a robot on it. We worked all night and we all contributed ideas and we came up with a fantastic idea, right? Fantastic design project. The next day, we went for the presentation. Our team was presenting. Me being an introvert, I didn't say anything. Those 3 explained everything. My thought process was that if the project is good, I am going to get selected and the whole team is going to get selected. And I was confident that the project is good, right? What happened when the results came? Those 3 got selected, I didn't get selected. And that is where I realized that it is not just important to work. What is more important is that you need to show your work, because the other person is going to know what you are going to say and nothing else. If you can't describe yourself, if you can't describe your work is of no importance. That's the second important point that I want to convey. That communication is the key. Communication and presentation. Whatever you do, explain it very properly. You need to put the same image in the interviewer's mind, which is there in your mind. That it should be your aim. So once you are done with these 2 points, once you overcome your fear and once you know that communication is the key and you practice that, the rest of the interview will take place on only 2 things. One is the subject matter. It is a technical questions or subject related questions. If you have said that this is my favorite subject or this is my favorite subject, right? The other thing is the interview will take place on your projects or your internships or your experiences. And I would like to discuss that. Like how should you approach such an interview, right? So there are 2 ways that you can do. Pehla ki once any question is asked, and so for example, in my case, my major contributions were in Baha, as Preet mentioned, and I have done my internship from IPR, that is Institute for Plasma Research. So an internship and a major project. Okay. So if I am to say anything about Baha, there are 2 ways that I can say. One is I can tell to the interviewer that I was part of Baha for 2 years and I worked in suspension and roll cage design, and I stop it there. And I leave it to the interviewer to draw conclusion out of it, right? Now, interviewer can make any kind of a conclusion. If he doesn't know what is Baha, then he will think that it is a normal project and he was a part of it. But that is not how we want the interview to go. What we want is the second way. When you are explaining anything, you tell them what you have done and you tell them why it has helped you to become someone who is ready for the company. For example, this is how I would approach an interview. I would say that, so I sat for Maruti Suzuki interview, and this is what I would say. Sir, because I have worked 2 years in Baha, I have designed the whole car. I worked in suspensions, roll cage, powertrain. I'm familiarized with the automobile concepts, how to design a product, and I have manufactured 2 cars. I have a lot of experience in it. I am already proficient in automobile designing. And I have also worked on a number of softwares, including CAD softwares, which are used for modeling a car, simulation softwares that you need to check for the stresses and everything. And this is how you say that I am already ready technically for working in Maruti. So one aspect you cleared. तुमने एक conclusion already दे दिया interview कि भाई बाहर के experience से I am already ready for you. Okay. The second thing what I would say is कि apart from technical, there are a number of aspects. The thought process that I received is that, for example, in Baha, what we used to do is we used to monitor the competitors' cars, examine them very critically, and then we would predict what they will do in future, and we would make our design so that our design would be better than their future design, right? And this is what the company needs from you. The company needs from you identify what the competition is going to do, and you make a better product. The other thing we used to do was we had a limited budget and in that limited budget we have to deliver a product that was going to win a competition, and we won many awards. So the second thing that you can tell to the interviewer, the second conclusion that you can give to your interviewer is, sir, my thought process is already in line with what Maruti requires from me. But because the Maruti whole focus is on building low cost cars which are comparable to whatever is available in the market, and I'm telling them that I'm already in line with their thought process. This is how I think. And so this is the second way. You draw the conclusions out for the interviewer. You tell them this is how my project has helped me. Don't leave it to the interviewer to think कि हाँ इसने ये project किया इसकी वजह से शायद ये company को ऐसे help करेगा. No, don't leave it to that. Right. For example, let's say how my internship helped me. Right. My internship was in Institute for Plasma Research. My project was to develop a welding sequence or a welding procedure to weld two very critical and very expensive, delicate objects of a nuclear reactor. Right. The problem was, once you weld it, the temperature from at a distance of 5 mm from that weld should not go above 100 degrees Celsius. That was the condition. Because if it did, the substance will melt and it would be a loss of crores of rupees to the institute. And what was expected from me was to convert this problem into a heat transfer problem, then do a simulation in ANSYS or any thermal related software to prove that the whatever welding sequence or welding parameters I'm deciding, it won't allow the temperature to go above 100, and to prove it analytically using some coding platform, and then prove it in a actual practical manner. Okay. Problem was, okay. So now in this case, you can tell interviewer, explain this to interviewer in two ways. You can say this was my problem statement and this is how I done. Or again, what I said is that work in deltas. What I did, I explained to them, sir, heat transfer is not my strong subject. It is my weak subject because I belong to design related field. Thermal is not my field. Coding, I have no experience. There was only one subject in second semester where I learned coding. And in ANSYS, I have only worked on structural simulations, stress analysis, and I haven't worked on any thermal simulations. There was nothing that I knew at the start of the project. Yet in those 6 weeks, I learned coding. I went through my heat transfer concepts again, and I learned the simulation in ANSYS, and I completed my project in those 6 weeks to gain the best project award in institute. Right. This is how you need to explain. You always need to work in delta. When you represent your problem in a delta कि भाई starting में तो कुछ नहीं आता था, end तक this is what I have done. That change that will give an impact. But don't lie. Okay. So again, what I've said in the statement, don't lie, because if you say something wrong, you will get caught. You will always face some challenges in the project. You just need to explain them that these are the challenges I face. This is how you need to represent yourself. Right. So this is the third point. The first point was that overcome your fear. The second point was communication is the key. Let me explain it this way. For example, you are sitting for any campus placements and there are 50 candidates. Okay. The interview starts in the morning and takes interviews till the late evening or night. After all the 50 interviews are over, what do you think the interviewer is going to remember? Do you think the interviewer is going to remember कि भाई स्मिथ करके कोई था, उसको 10 में से 8 ही क्वेश्चन आए, 2 क्वेश्चन तो नहीं आए थे, और या फिर उसने रेज्यूमे में 2-3 स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक्स की थी? Do you think these are the kind of stuff that he is going to remember? No, he is not going to remember these things. What he is going to remember is how you were as a person, how was your behavior, your attitude, your confidence level, your self-belief. Because these are the things that he is going to remember. These are the things that creates an impression, right? And the most important thing is he's going to remember what was your energy level and your excitement. Now let me just give you an example to emphasize this point, how important is your energy and your excitement. Okay. For example, you all remember 2011 Cricket World Cup. It was India versus Sri Lanka in final, and Dhoni hit the last 6 to win the match, right? Whenever someone recites this incident to you, what do you remember? You remember what Ravi Shastri told in the commentary at that time. So I've just written it. He said that Dhoni finishes off in style, a magnificent strike into the crowd. India lifts the World Cup after 28 years, right? But I am speaking this in a normal way. Ravi Shastri spoke it in a very exciting way. And when I was reading this statement, you guys were replaying what he said, how he said, with the excitement that he said in your mind. Because excitement is something that is very contagious. If you are excited, the other person is going to be excited at the same level for the same topic, right? If after 9 years also you are able to remember how Ravi Shastri spoke or how excited he was, then you just need to understand the importance that I'm giving to excitement and enthusiasm. Your energy level is going to decide how involved the other person is in your talk. Okay, so how does this help you in your interviews? In your interviews, whenever you are speaking about anything, any project or any internship, the more you are excited about your project, the more the other person is going to be excited. Okay, and the more you are excited about joining that company, the more the other person will be excited to let you in his company. Okay, if you don't trust me, just do one exercise at your home. Take any topic that you are familiar or you are passionate about, and go and talk to your siblings about that with equal passion. ये अगर कोई मूवी बहुत पसंद है ना, उसको उस मूवी के बारे में उतने पैशन के साथ समझाओ. उसको बोलो कि यार बहुत ही बढ़िया मूवी है, बेस्ट एक्टर्स, बेस्ट एक्टिंग आई हैव एवर सीन, स्क्रिप्ट इज फैंटास्टिक, इट्स अ थ्रिलर मूवी, and then see the excitement that he will share the same excitement that you have. So in your interviews, don't be dull, don't be monotonous, be very excited, be very energetic. And with that, I would like to conclude. These are the 4 important points that you need to take care of, irrespective of what you have done in your 6 semesters. After your 6 semesters are already over, you know what your pointers are, you know what projects you have done, you know what internships you have done. So these are the points that, irrespective of your background, are going to help you, and these are very, very important. Okay, so with this, I end my session and I will hand over to Preet.
Okay. So his name is Rushi Vyas. Again, my batchmate. He completed his internship in 4 different companies in 4 different domains. So I think he was the only one in our batch who did 4 internships. Like he started doing internship from second year itself. So that was a great thing which he had done. Apart from studies, he was very much involved in various extracurricular activities. Like as I mentioned, he was a core member of MESA and was also part of organizing committee of Tech Fest like Pravig and NUTech. And he had also taken minor in design engineering and also completed 2 NPTEL and mock courses. And during his tenure in college, he had published a research paper also in design and manufacturing technology. He currently is working like from past 3 years in L&T Defense Manufacturing. L&T was the first company which came to Nirma at our time, and he got placed in it. So, okay, I'll hand over the session to Rushi.
Thank you, Preet, for introducing. So, hello, friends, and good afternoon. My gratitude, first of all, on behalf of all 3 of us, to Praram team for organizing such an event and helping our young leaders and future leaders of economy to get good guidance from mentors like us, like our seniors. So, first of all, I want to ask all of you, how is your quarantine time going on? It is please remember that it is best time to build your profile, to build your skill set, and to build your CV or resume. So, to introduce myself, I am Rushi Vyas, belonging to the milk capital of India, a small city in Gujarat, Anand. अभी आप सबको सेम चीज आप फेस करे होंगे that I used to face in my first year as a fresher. So when I joined Nirma, it was the first college and first branch to get filled up in ACPC was mechanical engineering. So सबसे पहली branch और सबसे पहला college जो भर जाता है, we know how many toppers are there in our batch. So many toppers of GSCB and CBSC belong to our batch, and I was just an ordinary student who scored an ordinary score in 12th standard. So the very first dilemma was how to make an individual identity, how to make an individual personality that would last. So my journey started with self-exploration. As we all know, friends, that there are broadly classifying, there are 3 streams of mechanical engineering: design, manufacturing, and thermal. There are various other streams like automation, automobile engineering, refrigeration, air conditioning, etc. But broadly classifying, there are these three branches. So I first of all wanted to identify that where my interest lies. So I went on to read so many books. I completed 4 courses in online platforms like NPTEL and MOOC, and I interacted with so many seniors and so many faculties. And finally, I came to conclusion that my interest lies in design and manufacture. So to make my profile stronger, I wanted to pursue all my electives as well as all my projects that would fit in that domain. So I started with building my resume from that time itself. So please remember, when should you make resume? That would be question of most of the students. So it is not before the company arrives. It is from the day you enter your college. From the day you enter your college, you start thinking, you make a vision, you dream of a profile, and start building it. So yes, after gaining theoretical knowledge in the subject that I am interested in, the second problem was I realized there was a lag in theoretical and practical aspects that I would be facing in the industry. So to minimize that lag, I approached an industry which is Bombstream, which is a job shop manufacturing company. And after completing an internship, I learned a lot. I learned the importance of practical knowledge. I learned the importance of behavioral skills, analytical skills, critical and creative thinking. So after completion of internship in that company, I was so much happy and looking forward to for lot many internships. So after end of each semester, I used to do one internship in another type of company. So after that, I joined Keraken, which is a continuous line manufacturing industry. After that, I joined Alicon Engineering, which is an EPC industry. And after that, I joined Supernova Company, which is a research and development firm in renewable energy resource. So I will not go into much details, but I only share my learnings, which I learned from that internships. So the very first thing was technical knowledge is very important. Theoretical aspects are important and not to be neglected. The third thing is practical knowledge is as important as theoretical knowledge, because there is always a difference between what we are taught in class and what industry would expect from us. The fourth thing is behavioral skills and soft skills are of utmost importance. The fifth thing and the last thing is management and organizational skills are important as well. So after minimizing this lag of my practical knowledge, I went on to minimize my lag in that management and organizational skills, for which I joined MESA, as Mr. Preet said, and I was a joint secretary, and I was a core team member in organizing Pravec and Anutech. So yes, this helped me a lot to gain a better vision, to see to get a whole new dimension, to get a whole new perspective and a holistic view to look at when you look into engineering. Now, my friends, after this managerial skills, what? Uh, yeah. So first of all, I want to quote my friend Smith. He almost have covered everything which is important for interview. I would just like to share one more thing. He said that interview में कभी bluff मत करना, या इंटरव्यू में impress करने के लिए I would say impress करने के लिए कोई ऐसी चीज मत बोल देना जिससे आप गड़बड़ी में फंस जाओ. This exactly had happened with me. In my interview in the very first company of L&T, interviewer asked me to introduce myself. I introduced myself. After that, he asked me, what is your favorite or what is the topic of your interest? So I conveyed design. So he asked me, what do you define by design? What is design for you? So to make an impression, I made a statement. Design for me is not just to find out dimensions, just to complete stress analysis. It is about aesthetics and it is about a feel. For example, suppose you are eating an ice cream in a spoon. You should get a feel of eating that ice cream. So मैं फंस गया. I know where my interview was going. Yes, Mr. Smith rightly told. We can mold our interview. We can take it the way we want. So, abhi interviewer asked me, how so Mr. Rushi, please explain how to design a spoon. I said, oh, yeah. So, you know what interviewers were expecting at the time of that question? Is it taught in any curriculum how to design a spoon? No. He was just testing my confidence, my analytical skills, my way to approach and solve problems, and my self confidence. So I started with, I said, sir, for designing a spoon, you should first know what is the purpose of that spoon. Whether it is to eat an ice cream, whether is it to drink a soup, whether is it to eat vegetables, and accordingly you have to make a design. Then you have to find out what material is it to be made of. Is it to be made of wood in case of soup? Is it to be made of plastic in case of vegetable? Is it to be made of steel in case of some stirring application? And then I explain everything right from stress analysis to bending analysis to torsion analysis in order to explain how a spoon should be designed. An interviewer was astonished. So this is one very funny example I remember from my interview. One more important point that I want to tell you is similar to interview in resume, never ever write false information. Write to the point and very honest, correct information about yourself. Just one point I want to tell you to ace interview. There are hundreds of candidates. जिनमें 100 लोग आएंगे इंटरव्यू देने, बट आफ्टर इंटरव्यू कंप्लीट होने के बाद एक ही बंदा याद रहेगा या 5 बंदे या 4 बंदे याद रहेंगे. So you have to try your level best to portray yourself in such a way that you come in that bracket of 4 to 5%, which interview would remember for days to go. After completion of my interview, I was informed that I got selected in the very first company, L&T, and I was very happy. But let me tell you, I aspired and I developed my profile in such a way that it is aligned to design. And my interview was also in design. But after joining company and in my interaction with head, he somehow felt that I should be posted in manufacturing. So respecting him, I got posted in manufacturing, and mind well, it was an experience of lifetime. I was working in manufacturing department. Then I got transferred into automation as there were new robots to be implemented in the shop. Then I got transferred, and I was the very first person to get very fast promotion as a shop coordinator. So all this together was very new experience for me. And what I learned was we have to face the transition from campus to corporate. We have to develop professionalism, etiquette, behavioral skills in order to sustain in that corporate. It is a very dynamic situation, I must tell you. One thing that helped me most is I have a habit of writing, you can say, my self-learning manual. I have a diary which I write every now and then, right from the start of my first internship, about the points that I learn every day. And that manual is what I refer for the first time when I get any problem. So please, you also start making one self-learning manual. It would be very helpful for you. Now, one more important thing that we can learn from that company experience was always stay flexible, adaptable, and open and ready to learn new challenges and face transition from campus to corporate. As I said, one thing that I want to know the most, or I regret of not doing, is I could have learned more softwares and tools like SolidWorks, ANSYS. Then there were some animation and video editing softwares that I could have learned, but I was somehow not able to do that. One very most important thing that you should keep in mind is always respect your alma mater. Always respect Nirma University. It is your wish to come in this institute, and it is your wish to study in this institute. So always speak good about this institute. This will help you a lot. And I assure, Nirma is a good place to learn and develop yourself and nurture yourself into a perfect professional. Thank you so much. I would once again say that interaction with seniors for mentoring is very much important. And thank you, Praram team, for organizing such a great event in order to guide our young leaders and young stars. Thank you.
thank you, Rishi. Thanks for sharing your experience. It was wonderful. Now, before introducing our third speaker, I would like to share few things. Like मैं अपनी बात करूँ तो I have given 8 interviews और जो 8वीं कंपनी थी उसमें मैं प्लेस हुआ था. सो जो पहले की जो 7 कंपनी थी, एक भी कंपनी में आई वाजंट एबल टू क्लियर द एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट, और बिकॉज ऑफ द IF I had an economic subject, so many companies had backlog conditions कि अगर आपको IF होगी तो आप ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाएंगे. So now I'll tell you about the third speaker. He has given around 16 interviews. Okay, बीच में एक कंपनी आई थी SR Steel, so he got placed in it. He was a placement coordinator also. So वो प्लेस हो गया, बट कंपनी वेंट इनटू डेब्ट कि फाइनेंशियल डिस्ट्रेस के कारण कंपनी बंद हो गई, और ऑफर लेटर दे दिया था, सो wasn't worried anymore about the placement, but कंपनी बंद हो गई. So again he had to prepare everything technically, aptitude test वापस सब, और कंपनीज निर्मा में खत्म हो गई, so he had to try ऑफ कैंपस प्लेसमेंट. नेटवर्किंग से काफी सारे उसने कंपनीज में बाहर भी अप्रोच किया, एंड फाइनली ही इज राइट नाउ इन अदानी फ्रॉम पास्ट 3 years. Is handling the supply chain, and I'll tell few things more about him. So he was a part of around 6 different clubs in Nirma. In the core committee, he was also the co-founder of an NGO which is in Nirma, which is UNID, and he is from Gujarati medium. So I hope many of the students used to ask me कि भैया Gujarati medium से है तो what are the difficulties which we might face. So I think he'll answer you everything. So I'll hand over the session to Dhruv.
Thank you, Preet. Hello guys, hope you are doing fine during this pandemic situation. So thank you Smith and Rushi for the wonderful session that wonderful experience that they had shared. So let's come to the today's topic directly. So how to crack the placement. So placement is what? 4 साल की मेहनत का reward है वो placement. So to achieve that reward, you cannot prepare for it in overnight journey. So if it is a reward for a 4 year of journey, then you have to do something different. You have to prove yourself in a 4 years of life. So basically that is the whole journey of your 4 years will give you the right placement, right job after during your campus placements. So how will you so to begin in the placement journey, what will be the key aspect of your campus recruitment process? So the one paper, one document that is more important for everyone is the resume. So resume, as Rushi and Smith has rightly explained, that resume is the first piece of paper that will create an impression for you against your recruiter. So let me just go through the important parts of the resume, that what should be there in your resume, and I will definitely explain you the whole journey, that how to build a resume. So resume mainly consists of what? Your graduation score, your extracurricular activities, your internships, your projects or research paper, your subject of interest, your skills and qualities that you possess through your 4 year journey, and a whole interview process. It's under the umbrella of good communication skills. That will be a next step after your resume. So इसमें से कुछ भी you cannot develop in previous night. And as my batchmate has rightly mentioned कि जो रिक्रूट करने आपको आता है उसने आपसे बहुत ज्यादा दिवाली देखी होती है. तो अगर आप कुछ भी गलत बोलोगे या कुछ भी गलत उनके साथ रिप्रेजेंट करोगे, तो देयर इज अ स्ट्रांग चांस कि वो आपको पकड़ लेंगे और वो आपको बहुत नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट देंगे. So it's to summarize the thing कि आपको from the very first day you have to start preparing your profile, you have to start developing. Other than your education part, there are 5 different things on a resume. So आपको उन सभी के साथ काम करना है. You have to develop yourself overall. So talking about specifically about myself, as Preet said that I was from a vernacular medium. एक गुजराती मीडियम से आने के बाद एक कॉलेज में आना, निर्मा, जो सेल्फ फाइनेंस कॉलेज है, where people are very extrovert or people might be like very enthusiastic about the things that they do. So उन सबके साथ कॉप अप करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. हम सब में से बहुत सारे लोग अभी फेस कर रहे होंगे और बहुत सारे लोगों ने फेस किया होगा. So that was the case also with me. मेरे इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज के लिए I had to work so much on my English language. आज के जमाने में बहुत कुछ अवेलेबल होता है. You have TV series, you have newspapers, you have books, so you can definitely develop your good communication skill. But I will rightly say without a good communication skill you will not achieve what a desired dream that you have. So उस पे काम करना बहुत जरूरी था. So with that I tried to explore myself as much as possible. कॉलेज कैंपस में बहुत सारे क्लब्स में ज्वाइन किया. I also participated in MUN, जहाँ पे लॉ और MBA के स्टूडेंट्स आते थे. उनके सामने MUN में बोलना मेरे लिए, I was probably the least scorer in MUN, but that was altogether a different experience for me. So उससे वहां से मैंने what should be the part of my communication skill, how to develop my communication skill, what is the expectation of the market, वो बहुत कुछ मैं समझता गया उसके साथ साथ. Along with in my careers, मैंने बहुत सारे क्लब्स में काम किया, बहुत सारे एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज की. I was more into helping society, more towards spiritual way also. So I engaged myself a lot more in extracurricular activities along with the studies. So उसके साथ I developed some of the key behavioral traits that should be required, like ownership, ethics, commitment, responsible leadership, public relations, and that behavioral traits made me my first job that I got selected in SR Steel. So probably you know that I have faced more than 8 interviews, and in all the interviews I got rejected for very different reasons. But I never got disappointed. I keep on trying. I keep on doing different things. And on the day of the interview of SR Steel, there was probably वो दिन ऐसा था कि इंटरव्यू के बाद और इंटरव्यू जब आपका चालू होता है उससे आपको पता चलता है कि यार आज अपना दिन बन गया. जैसे स्मिथ का मारुति के लिए बना था और ऋषि का L&T के लिए बना था. In that interview, the HR head was against me. So interview got started. I explained very beautiful about my with my good communications. I explained about what is myself, what behavioral traits that I developed during my 4 year of. I explained my Delta part very well. So with that, I got some technical questions, and suddenly the interview got shifted to the most senior person of the panel. That person was HR head. So he suddenly got interested in my qualities that I developed. So he asking me that how you develop the qualities, and वहां से पता चल गया यार ये तो behavioral, ये तो एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर पे जा रहा है, जहाँ एक्सप्लेन मुझे करना है. So वहां से मुझे बहुत ही कॉन्फिडेंस मिला. So I explained my ownership and ethics with the NGO that I work for, that I started. I explained my commitment and leadership skills with my extracurricular activities with Pravek, with other clubs. I explained my PR with an example that I work for youth marketing firm, जहाँ पे मैंने पूरे अहमदाबाद सिटी में एक बढ़िया सा नेटवर्क बनाने के लिए काम किया. So this all helped me. तो you never know क्या आपके लिए क्लिक कर जाएगा. किसी के लिए कोई प्रोजेक्ट्स क्लिक कर जाता है, किसी के लिए सेमिनार क्लिक कर आपका रेज्यूमे क्लिक कर जाता है, सॉरी आपके रिसर्च पेपर क्लिक कर जाता है, तो किसी के लिए आपके बिहेवियरल ट्रेट्स क्लिक कर जाता है, तो किसी के लिए आपका कोई पर्टिकुलर इंटर्नशिप का कोई इंसिडेंट आपके लिए क्लिक कर जाता है. So you have to do a overall development. That is one thing that I want to convey from this. But with that, I am never underestimating importance of good graduation score. Probably why I have to face my 8 interviews. Probably one of the key reason was I was not good with my mechanical skills. Generally क्या होता है कि what is the हम क्या सोचते हैं कि what is the PAR criteria to clear the recruitment process criteria. So हम लोग देखते हैं कि 7.5 pointers are okay. I'm not saying that 7.5 pointers are not good, but you can always clear. जहाँ पे बहुत से लोगों को होता है कि यार मेरे जैसे होंगे जिसका पॉइंटर 7 होगा, 7.5 होगा, तो क्या हमारा प्लेसमेंट नहीं होगा? नहीं, बिल्कुल होगा आपका प्लेसमेंट. लेकिन आपको 7.5 पॉइंटर से आगे बढ़ के कुछ अच्छा करना चाहिए. वो हमेशा मैं कहूंगा, नॉट रिस्ट्रिक्ट योरसेल्फ टू 7.5 पॉइंटर्स. लेकिन कभी आपको लगता है कि यार अभी नहीं है पॉइंटर्स, तो क्या करें? तो उस टाइम पे आई विल एडवाइज यू वन थिंग कि डेवलप योर कोर सब्जेक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट एंड अचीव एक्सपर्टाइज इन दोस स्पेसिफिक एरिया ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. जैसे कि मेरा इंक्लिनेशन फ्रॉम माय and to derive area of interest, you have to explore yourself as much as you can. So you go to outside to do projects, industrial projects. You go outside to do internships with various firms. So after working for Ford, after working for one manufacturing industry, one MSM industry, I came to know कि I am inclined towards industrial engineering. So वहाँ से मुझे figure out हुआ कि मुझे actually में क्या करना है. जैसे हर किसी को वैसे figure out होता जाएगा कि मुझे plants नहीं करना, मुझे design में. Industrial engineering is more about costing. So I also have very good interest in finance. So I chose to pursue minor specialization in finance. So with the understanding of industrial engineering, supply chain, and financial aspects, I got to end up with Adani. So my current job profile is a techno-commercial profile. where I have to use my industrial engineering knowledge, my some of my mechanical engineering knowledge and the financial aspects. So वो interview में मुझे वो चीज click कर गई. So in this way the different things can come to rescue for you at different point of time. Same way अगर आपका so rightly I'm saying कि आपका mechanical strength में होना बहुत जरूरी होता है. कभी कभी क्या होता है, जैसे I was in an interview for Hyundai Motors, interview for after sales profile, perfectly suitable for the profile that I carry. इंटरव्यू बहुत अच्छा गया, उसमें प्रेजेंटेशन था, प्रेजेंटेशन वाज डन फैंटास्टिकली बाय मी. जब इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस है, इंटरव्यू में भी बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए, सब आंसर करता गया. देन दे लिटिल बिट दे इंक्लाइन टुवर्ड्स ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग. अभी ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग का एक भी सब्जेक्ट मैंने कभी किया भी नहीं था. अभी दे वर आस्किंग सम बेसिक क्वेश्चंस अबाउट ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग. सो माय आंसर्स वाज नॉट अप टू दैट एक्सपेक्टेशन बिकॉज़ आई वाज नॉट प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर ऑटोमोबाइल इंजीनियरिंग फुल्ली. So after that interview, the recruiter came to me and explained me कि यार we want to take you, the profile, the behavioral skills that you possess were exactly like you, but your inclination was not towards automobile engineering. Your knowledge about automobile engineering was not up to the expectation that we expected. तो हम नहीं ले सकते. So वो जगह पे that was failure at my end, क्योंकि मैं automobile engineering को अच्छे से उनके पास explain नहीं कर पाया. So that should not happen with you. So for that, develop your scope, mechanical engineering knowledge along with extracurricular activities very well. So now jump to the placement process. So placement process mein, in the very beginning, the eligibility criteria. So I guess 7.5 pointers are absolutely fine as far as a CGPA is considered for the clearing for the placement. But I will definitely say achieve maximum to maximum extent possible. Probably there are some companies who ask for 8 pointers, but 7.5 is fine. About the backlogs, if 1 or 2 backlogs that you have, then it is totally acceptable. It is not much of worry. Probably 70% of the companies will allow you with 1 or 2 backlogs. So, but again, try to avoid as much as possible. For the FT and technical, I will definitely recommend you to prepare for the FT and technical from the very beginning of your 5th semester. So for aptitude, you choose R.S. Agrawal. For technical, there are some books related to GATE where you get a full summary about the subjects that you covered. So with that, if you have prepared yourself for technical parts from beginning, so आप इंटरव्यू के दिन आपको उसके लिए भागना नहीं पड़ेगा, and you can more focus on the company based preparation for GD and presentation. Probably for GD and presentation, also having good knowledge about current topics, having good communication skill, having good presentation skill can definitely help you to clear GD. 1 or 2 minutes आपको you have to just read some of the GD topics available online, and then definitely you can have better idea how to speak in JD, and the representation of your idea and a good conclusion during GD can definitely help you to clear a GD. So now come to the interview process. As Smith rightly explained about having very good speech information about tell me about yourself will definitely help you to start your interview with your strength. So the next thing that I will definitely ask you, that always have a word with your friends from other colleges from where the recruitment process has just been completed by this organization, or your alumni who is working in that organization. Probably your questions, your approach towards company, you can better understand what company is looking for. So with that, you definitely have your interviews maybe roam around some of those topics only. So then people usually ask that how to represent the extracurricular activities. For this, I will definitely say you cannot say that I have done good extracurricular activities which is above my undergraduate. So that no company will ask you. They are here to hire a mechanical engineer, not a person with good extracurricular activities. But you can always represent that apart from graduation, I have done so much of extracurricular activity that I tried myself to develop a complete cell, not one specific. Not a specific agent, not a specific class का कीड़ा. तो उस तरीके से you can explain कि you have learned leadership skills, you have learned good behavioral traits with that extracurricular activities. So you can definitely put your extracurriculars in that way. Then people usually ask that company-based resume is required or not. Probably I will definitely say that not exactly company-based, but you should have something that company is looking for in a resume. And always try to read about the companies, projects about the companies before you go into the interview for the specific company. Because वहाँ जाके when you talk about our companies, when you discuss the what interest you have in in the employer's company, then that impact will be of another level. Probably आज ऐसा स्टील में मेरा इंटरव्यू था, उसके एंड में मैंने उनको क्वेश्चन पूछा कि सर ये फाइनेंशियल सिचुएशन आपकी इस तरीके से है नहीं, एंड will it be okay if I choose for SST? He explained me कि कैसे कैसे वो लोग रिकवर करने वाले within next 2 years of time. It will be in a stable condition. भले ही मेरा ऑफर लेटर उसके बाद विड्रॉ हो चुका, लेकिन there is some twist in the reality. Probably after 9 months of graduation, they actually recalled me and they offered me a job. I started my career with Adani, so I didn't join it, but वो ऑफर मुझे मिला, और वो क्वेश्चन का आंसर उनको बता रहे टाइम I create an impression in that mind. So that also helped me in impressing the recruiter from the SST. Another important point is that don't take your placement process loose. Probably मैंने जो गलती की थी कि मैं पहले 3-4 प्लेसमेंट प्रोसेस को मैंने बोला कि यार ठीक है, बाद में हो जाएगा, बाद में हो जाएगा, बाद में हो जाएगा, लेकिन और यू पीपल लाइक यार इसका सीटीसी कम है, ये मेरे इंटरेस्ट का सब्जेक्ट नहीं है. Probably for ऐसा कभी लूज अप्रोच फ्रॉम डे वन से न रखिए. Probably Smith has opted out not to sit in L&T, and he got selected in Maruti Suzuki. So probably you can take calculated risk, but never take too many risks and never be so much choosy about your placements. क्योंकि आपको इससे definitely these placements will give you a start point to the journey. And the last point is कि placement process is very rigorous process. उसमें perseverance is the key. मैंने 10 इंटरव्यूज दिए थे, 10th इंटरव्यू में मैं कैंपस में सिलेक्ट हुआ था, उसके बाद मुझे ऑफ कैंपस जाना पड़ा, तो बहुत लंबा प्रोसेस है, लेकिन देयर इज समथिंग गुड इज वेटिंग फॉर यू. सो गो विद द फ्लो. 25 कंपनीज आती है कॉलेज के अंदर, सो 25 कंपनीज में से 10 में नहीं हुआ तो उसमें हारना नहीं है. घर जाओ, एनालाइज व्हाट यू हैव डन रॉन्ग एंड कम अप विद अ फ्रेश आइडिया. यू विल डेफिनेटली पास थ्रू इट. देयर विल 25 कंपनीज और 10 कंपनीज में नहीं होने के बाद you are not a failure. There are 15 more opportunities waiting for you, and even this campus is not the last point that for your job opportunities. There are lot more opportunities awaiting in the market alongside the campus. So with that, I want to end my session just with one advice for the students who is coming from student life to professional life. Just keep this approach in your life, that be a holistic and keep a approach that acceptance of everything. आज आप जो भी जॉब प्रोफाइल में हो, आपको जो भी मिला है उसको पूरी शिद्दत से उसमें सक्सेसफुल होने का ट्राई कीजिए. आप you will definitely get success in your life. There is no doubt in that. Thank you, Preet. That's it from mine.
Thank you, Dhruv. So I think all the students had a lot of things to grab. There were a lot of key takeaways, which I suppose you must have noted. And because of network issues, if in case you have missed anything, we are going to upload this session on YouTube, so you can listen it again and also share to your friends. Yeah, so I have mentioned the topics. So as the session was based on engineering campus placement, so I'll request all the students to stay to this topic itself. So I mentioned the topics here. If there are any issues related to deciding your field of interest, skill development, factors to be decided in selecting a company, impact of company reputation, and all. Smith, can you answer this? At
Preet,
time of placement in companies, what parameters of company should be taken in consideration? So what
Preet,
are the factors? Yes?
can we allow him to speak, because I would like to understand his question more and to answer.
Yeah, sure. By the time other can shoot their queries. Gautam, you can speak.
At the time of placement, like suppose कोई कंपनी है पेट्रोलियम की कोई कंपनी या फिर कोई भी कंपनी है सेम फील्ड की है, तो वो दोनों कंपनी में से यूज करने के लिए कौन सा पैरामीटर जानना है मुझे, लाइक C2C उसका, या मतलब कोई उसकी कोई खास बात है ऐसी कुछ?
Okay, Gautam, can you first say in which year are you?
I am in second year.
You are in second year. Okay. Yeah, Smith, you can answer.
So, well, it's a very good question, but see, the placement process in Nirma is such that whenever a company comes, you can either choose to sit for it or not choose to sit for it. Okay. If you decide that you want to sit for a company, and if you get placed in that company, you don't have any other choice after that. You cannot sit for other companies that will come after it. So even if we are able to decide कि हमें कौन सी कंपनी सिलेक्ट करनी है based on certain parameters, I am not so sure कि हम उस पर कितना एक्ट कर पाएंगे. Having said that, just to answer your question, the few things that you can take care of is कि firstly, if you have any preference of location, you can see कि the company कहाँ पे placed and where they can send you. Like for example, if you are saying कि petroleum companies है, some petroleum companies will ask you to go at the oil shows, right? Are you comfortable going there or not? So अगर location preference है क्या नहीं है, that is one thing. Second thing is कि बहुत लोग होता है कि they don't want to leave गुजरात. अगर जो गुजरात के based लोग हैं, they don't want to leave गुजरात. So you need to see कि भाई या आउटसाइड गुजरात प्लेस करेगी या विद इन गुजरात प्लेस करेगी. अगेन अलोकेशन प्रेफरेंस. Another thing I would request you is to just try to understand some financials of the company and try to see if the company is doing financially good or not, so that in a special situation like this, जैसे कि अभी लॉकडाउन चल रहा है, you all know, will the company be able to survive such a situation? Okay, does it have enough strong balance sheet or cash balance available with it? Although these terms might not make much sense right now, but definitely कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. Company reports are already available and you can just check them out. Just check whether financially it's a strong company or not. What other things you can do is there are two things. Okay, if a company is highly reputed company, जैसे कि बहुत बड़ी MNC है, it obviously gives you some edge when you are switching job. ठीक है, but it is not compulsory. Even if you're not placed in any big MNC, even if you're placed in a small company, then it will depend कि आपने वहाँ पे क्या काम किया है, how much were you involved with that company. And so in small company ना, your contribution becomes more significant than it is in a bigger company. So in a company like Maruti, you won't be able to make that big of an impact जितना कि आप एक small company में कर सकते हो. So if you're placed in such a company ना, तो you need to make sure कि you make an impact there, and when you switch a company ना, you need to share that experience so that you prove कि यार एक छोटी company को I have helped in this way and I can do more in other ways. So I think yes, these are the few things that you can take care of, and if you want to just discuss in detail, just contact me after the session and we can probably discuss in detail.
Okay, I think Gautam, Smith answered your query. So we'll move ahead. Okay, so the question is, Dhruv, can you answer Shivan's query? As he got selected for SR Steel and then he didn't get the offer letter, and how to make mind after this?
I didn't get his question. Probably.
I'll unmute him. Just a minute.
It is not that.
Guys, I'll request you all to mention in which year do you belong, and try to make your query as clear as possible. Yeah, Shivam, you can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Yes.
So my question is for Dhruv Patel. I am Shivam from third year mechanical, and my question is, as he got selected for SR Steel, and after that SR Steel didn't means after passing the interview round and all the stuff, SR Steel didn't means take him in in their company. So how to make up mind after this?
I just as far as I understood the question, so ऐसा still में place हो जाने के बाद, if you get withdrawn your offer, then how to build up the confidence once again? I guess, am I right?
Yes, I think
Hello?
you are right. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, that as I mentioned during my speech, that perseverance is the key. So there is if any one opportunity is not available to you, then that is not end of the world for you. So you should always make your mind in such a manner that if not this, then next is waiting for you. Next opportunity is waiting for you. So when actually what happened with me, that I got selected in probably in the very first week of 8th semester. After then, that there were 15 companies who approached the campus, and I was not allowed to sit as I was elected in SST. And after graduation in July, I got to know that offer is withdrawn, and I have to again start the campus process. So I kept the momentum, uh, I kept the morals high. So I met the placement cell. They told me that they will ask 2 3 companies to allow you for the interview. So in that way, I get to know. In that way, I was allowed to approach some of the companies. Along with that, I had my own contacts. Actually, for Adani Group only, I got recommendation from one of my friends, and with his recommendation only, I got this placement. So I use my off campus opportunities. I contacted seniors as much as I can, so that those seniors can make the opportunities available for me. Along with that, there is for off campus placement, there is one more thing that students in India is not following. Probably whenever you ask your seniors who is in US, तो एक होता है कि there is a careers panel on a website of any company. So we never go and upload our resume and apply for jobs over there. So you should probably in your final year only, or after a campus also, if you are not done with the job, then go and apply in those careers panel. Probably the one who are in US, they're applying for hundreds of application. They do application for 200 job. They do 200 job applications. So in that way, you can also approach for the companies. So just you have to keep one thing in mind, that it is not end of the world. And probably if not this, you have proved yourself by getting selected in one of the company, then there are other companies who will definitely take you in their company. So just keep that moment in within you.
Hello, Preet.
yes,
I have read a question of Yash Bhutwala, and I want to answer the same.
yeah,
He
go ahead.
specifically asked, yeah. So first of all, hello Yash, and please don't call us sir. It looks too formal. We are your seniors. You can call us brothers. So he asked me, how did I approach for companies for different companies for internships after my second year? So definitely, being a person whose father is in medical field, I do not have more contacts in industries in engineering domain. So definitely, it was a struggle at that time. Just remember one point that I told you. From the very start of your tenure, you start building your resume, or at least you write something that you have, like your 11th, 12th standard score and all, your 10th standard score. You just prepare a resume format and approach to industries. You know, Nirma is a very good tagline for us. So Nirma tagline would surely help us for internships. So what I did was I prepared my resume according to my second year credentials, and then I forwarded it to so many companies. And out of I think 10 companies I approached to, just two replied me back. So it is not that easy. You will find the contacts from Google. Right now, I think currently there are so many applications or so many websites which are into this internships field also, like Internshala is there. And so many other websites are also there which will help you land into great internships. But in our time, internships was not that easy to get. So I approached each and every like 10 companies I approached. Out of that 10 companies, I got reply from just 2. But I joined it, and that experience helped me getting different internships. So have I answered your query properly? Okay, Preet, you may continue.
Yeah. So I'll just introduce two another friends of mine who have joined. Mr. Shail Patel. Shail, can you say hi? Just a minute. Yeah.
Hi everyone. I just joined the session half an hour back. Am I audible?
Yes, you are, and don't unmute yourself, Shail.
Yeah.
Another person is Bhargav Gaba. Bhargav, can you say hi?
Yes. Hello everyone.
Okay, so I am getting few queries related to MBA and GATE. So Shail, this is one question from Udit Modi. Is it good to do MBA after graduation or after job? I think I'll unmute Udit if he wants to ask this only or anything else. Udit, I've unmuted you. Is that what you meant?
After graduation.
After graduation. So, okay. Shail, can you answer that?
Yeah. So you are a fourth year student, Udit?
Udit, in which year are you? Please don't unmute yourself meanwhile.
Second year.
Second year, okay. Okay.
Second year. Okay, great. So I'll just advise you one thing. Preparing, if you are planning to prepare for CAT, that is okay. You can start preparing for CAT from second year onwards. But now you have to make a trade-off when you get to your fourth year between getting a good placement and getting a good CAT score, right? So it will depend on like factors whether which college you are getting after you clear your CAT, and also whether you are getting placements in any of the companies or not. But one thing, just make sure always focus on placements. So just because you are appearing for CAT, you will be appearing for CAT in the month of, let's say, November. There will be a number of companies which will be coming before November also. Don't entirely shift your focus in CAT only and not disregard your placements, because see, I'll just give you one more advice, that if you are looking out for CAT and after graduation, if you remain unemployed for 1 year, that will not look good on your resume. So always keep this thing in mind, that you can start preparing for your CAT from second or third year, and then after in the fourth year you can appear for CAT, but simultaneously also focus on your placements. So it is okay. Coming to your question, it is okay after graduation you want to go for CAT directly, right? I think I think Preet has told that we will be having a session on like students who are appearing for CAT later on. But just to tell you now, it is okay if you are doing CAT like MBA after graduation. But as I said, it will depend on multiple things, whether you are getting a placement, number one, in a good company or not, and number two, whether what kind of colleges you are getting into.
Okay.
But if you focus entirely on CAT, put some of your strength into getting placed also, because you always need to have a backup. If you, let's say, if you don't get a good percentile, then you always need to have a backup.
Actually, Preet, I just wanted to add one more point to this question. Probably
Sure.
also wanted to advise that whether it is good to choose MBA directly after graduation. So as far as those understanding is concerned, probably choosing MBA directly after graduation is not bad thing. When you have clarity कि यार मुझे mechanical engineering में तो कुछ नहीं करना है, कि यार mechanical engineering is not the thing that I really want to do in my life. But if you are little bit in mechanical engineering, you want to explore your self bit of in mechanical industry, then I will probably that is recommended by experts in the market as well, that you should go in industry and see how stuff is happening. It will give you a definitely better idea ki in which sector you actually want to go after with an MBA. So industrial exposure will definitely give you better understanding of how industries actually look like. As you are switching from mechanical or technical background to a managerial background, it is always advisable to have a good industrial exposure before starting MBA.
Okay, just a minute. Shell, please don't unmute yourself. Uh, okay, so I forgot to introduce Shell. So he's doing MBA from NITI right now, and he had, I think, 2 to 2.5 years of experience in Maruti Suzuki in service department, and currently he is doing his internship in Deloitte company, some consultancy and strategy work. So again, another friend of mine, Bhargav Gamba. So Bhargav, you there?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah. So I'll introduce Bhargav. So again, he was also our batchmate, and along with Rushi, he got placed in L&T. He did a 1 year of job, and from college itself, he was preparing for GATE. He tried his best, but couldn't make it in college. Again, while doing job, he appeared for GATE, and after that, he left his job and went for some preparation to Hyderabad, and again appeared for GATE. And what was your rank, Bhargav?
52.
So his rank was All India rank 52, and right now he is currently working in IOCL. So Bhargav, there are a few questions. Like, first question is, after BTech, a student is asking, is it good to go for MBA or MTech? Okay, and secondly, uh, how can we prepare for PSU jobs while we are studying or while we are doing some job, and during that we can prepare for some GATE exams and appear for PSU interview.
Okay. I will give you the brief answer regarding that. First, to choose between MBA and MBA, it is a very wild question. Well, we need to give more time to that. So first, I give a little bit of information about GATE. So from GATE, if you crack the GATE, you have 4 options to go. First, to get a job in PSU. Second is to go for MTech in IITs and IIC. The third one is to get a job in NITI Mumbai, Industrial Engineering Special Course. The admission in that course is based on the GATE score. And the fourth one is also you also go for MS in some college like Singapore National Institute and all these things, which are give admission from GATE only. But for that you have need to get good marks, very good marks actually. You need to be from top 10 only. So there is a one question from Jamin Sachpura that to invest time in GATE, it is good for not. Actually, I like to say that right now I'm in office. I am in IOCL and I'm in SNC service, so I join seminar from my office only. So I want to say that if you are thinking about the PSU gives the highest salary after the college. But if you are a fresher and you want to start or you are continue your career in mechanical engineer, the PSU is the only company will give you highest package. Their package is compared to MBA, but it is up to you in which company you want to work, or in which field you want to work. Like mostly PSU, Indian PSUs are like Maharatna, Indian Oil, ONGC, BPCL, HPCL. Mostly PSUs are in oil and energy field. Another companies are in metals, but um, I can say their packages are not that much good. But Maharatna is a very good package, and I'm talking about that. If you prepare for GATE, that definitely help in your technical knowledge, and it will also help to get placed, because I am also preparing for GATE in my 4th year, and that will help in my to crack the L&T interview also.
Okay, so Jamin and another number 18 BME 096. Does it answer your question?
Actually, I also want to add that that Jamin scenario is like me only. I also don't want to go master. Actually, in 2017, I got 128 to rank, and I got admission in Hyderabad, the mechanic designing engineer. But I don't want to go to MTech, so I prefer to go L&T because I already placed in L&T. And after that, I also give get examination in L&T also, but I couldn't get that mark up to that good mark. So I quit the job and go for the Hyderabad preparation. From after that, I got fit to All India rank and already got a placement offer from ONGC and IOCL, and I preferred IOCL. So that's why if you don't want to go master, you can go for PSU also. And NITI Mumbai also, it is a very good college for industrial engineering and MBA, and it will give also good package for your future.
Okay, so friends, you can answer queries related to other sections as well.
I just wanted to add what I said earlier regarding the question made by Udit. So whether you are preparing for GATE or whether you are preparing for CAT, it will always be helpful in your placement process. For example, I was in the 4th year, I was preparing for CAT also, and I did not get a good score, but it always helped me to prepare for my interviews, for my group discussions, and also for my aptitude when I used to sit for the placement process. So don't restrict that if you are preparing for GATE, then you will be losing out on the placement, or if you are preparing for CAT, you will be losing out on the placements. You can always synergize both the things. They will be helpful only.
Okay,
Hello, Preet.
so yeah, Rushi.
One of our students, Karthik, has asked me that I'm in second year, very interested in doing research to fluid mechanics field. So how can I find specific topic in that where I can where I can sorry in that topic where I can do research about, and what all things I need to study extra, and to whom should I approach?
Okay.
So hello, Karthik. Uh, a great doubt. I think I also faced the same dilemma when I thought of writing a research. I thought of conducting a research on stress analysis topic and design topic of. So my topic was design and development of adaptive vibration absorber. So how I got interested in that field. The story lies in my seminar. So in seminar, I had made a seminar on vibration absorbers, different type of vibration absorbers. So one of that vibration absorber was adaptive vibration absorber. So I wanted to research more on that topic. So we designed the same, we analyzed it, and we published theoretical as well as practical aspects comparison. And we also made an experimental model to that fits with our theoretical and critical. So answering your question, your interest lies in fluid mechanics field. You know your interest. So half is already completed. Only half for it yet to be won. So just try to explore into the deeper into the different concepts of fluid mechanics, like Bernoulli's equation, Pascal's law. There are different laws that you might have already learned, and you can always contact our faculties like Mr. Afsal Lakrawala or or any experienced faculty that is very well versed in this fluid mechanics. So it would definitely give you, as they have a lot of experience and they are very much updated about the current trends of technology. So you can always take guidance from our faculties, as well as you can find out mentors who are based in the field of fluid mechanics. So the details can be shared by Praram team. So you can contact them about the different contacts. But first of all, know what you are interested in, and I would suggest that would give you a intrinsic motivation to complete the research. Thank you.
I would just like to add on to this. Rushi, question koi pucho hai?
Karthik.
Karthik, yeah, Karthik. So one of our batchmates was just like you, and during his college tenure, he got interested in the field of fluid mechanics, and he did many projects and published a few research papers also. and after that, currently he is pursuing his PhD in fluid mechanics in USA. So I would request you to just contact Praram team and Preet, and he will get you in touch with him. His name is Tejas, and I think he will be able to better guide you. So he's doing his PhD in USA in fluid mechanics only. From our batch only. You can just contact him.
Okay, Dhruv, I shared you just a query.
Yeah. How can fourth year students apply for companies now? So probably for the fourth year, just first thing I just want to give you references. Stay in touch with placement cells. So it's not like once you graduated from Nirma, there won't be any opportunities from a placement cells for you people. So probably there are some openings. Probably after this lockdown, probably there might be possibility that there might be a boost in manufacturing sectors as the Chinese, as probably people are saying that the manufacturing sector from China is moving to India. So there might be more openings, and they contact the college placement cells for the immediate joining. So you are available for them. So stay in touch with placement cell. Second, I will say is as I mentioned, the careers panel. So go, you can from the Google, you can just get the list of the companies which are in mechanical industry, which in a particular field, who are in automobile, who are in design, who are in thermal. Just go to the careers panel and apply your resume over there. We usually don't use those opportunities. Probably हमारे में से किसी ने कभी भी careers panels में जाता ही नहीं है. So we should apply with that. The third I say is ask your seniors, stay in touch with your friends who already joined the organization, stay in touch with your relatives or your family members who are already in the organization since last 20 years. They can definitely arrange not a job, but probably they can definitely arrange the interview for you. So in that way also you can approach the companies. Fourth, I will say is probably when you are in medium, go and approach MSc. Like you can just you probably this will fill you like a wave, but you go in Sanand GIDC and you can just directly approach the companies at the doorstep. Probably if you are not getting anything, if you are not going able to crack any interviews, then probably this can also be one of the options to try. The fifth thing is like LinkedIn. So probably in India we are not much used to use LinkedIn. Probably in US, when you talk about when you talk to your seniors, probably they constantly update your profile in LinkedIn, and the job opportunities posted on LinkedIn are the easiest way to get to know about the requirement in the industry. So use your LinkedIn as much as you can. Prepare your LinkedIn profile up to the market's expectation. Put all your things, all the things that you have done in your graduation, and update everything on LinkedIn. Through that, connect with the CEOs of the startups or the MSME or the recruiters of different organizations. Probably all the companies have the recruiters from all the companies have their own LinkedIn profiles, and they constantly update their profile with the recruitment that they are looking for. So stay in touch with them and share your resumes and share your profile with them. So probably today they don't have requirement, but in future the requirement turns up, then they can definitely call you and they can definitely ask you to come for an interview. So by this 6 manner that I explained, you can definitely approach for off-campus interviews.
Thanks, Dhruv. I think you've covered most of the points. So ये किसने पूछा था? Heth, I think Dhruv answered your query. And another thing, yeah, Smith and Rushi, you might be. Can you answer this query of Deep? The last query which I just mentioned. Any of you?
Actually, the query that you said is a very general query, and it is a query of almost each and every that gets admission in college. The very first dilemma that we all face. So, as I already explained in my introduction, you have to go for self-exploration. You have to explore all the topics one after the other. You have to identify which topic gives you a kick, which topic gives you that spark that Smith explained us. That spark which would enlighten your minds. Actually, अगर सिंपल भाषा में बोलूं तो एक के बाद एक सारी किताबें पकड़ो और पढ़ना स्टार्ट करो। जो टॉपिक पे आपको ऐसा लगता है कि इसको पढ़ के मजा आ रहा है भाई, so that is the top the field of interest that you are that you have। तो सबकी इतनी सारी कंपनीज है, इतने सारे प्लेसमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी है, और आप डिसाइड करें कि which topic should we go into। So for that I would suggest to get good exposure from online websites and know about the current trends of technology, like the 3D printing is there. In our time it was sixth sense technology, then IoT, Internet of Things is one of the topics. So all the fields that are currently trending in the market, you should be well versed with that field, and accordingly you decide your field that you want to pursue or that you want to go more deeper in. Smith, would you like to add something?
Yes, definitely. So Deep,
Smith, sorry to interrupt just a second. I just request all the students to mark the questions to everyone, because I don't think on the Zoom chat window I'm able to see the questions. I'm getting the messages on phone, but I'm not able to see on the laptop. So I request everyone, if your query is not answered, I request you to mark it to Prarambh team or else to everyone. Yes, Smith, you can continue.
yes, yeah, Deep. The question that you asked, now many people face this doubt. See, there are two types. I have seen in my experience, what I have found is that there are two types of people. One were very clear from the very beginning कि उनको करना क्या है, right? For example, if I take example of Jaimin, he at least knows कि he has to go for GATE. The only question he has in mind is कि whether he should go for GATE only for PSU because he doesn't want to do a master's. I will say कि he is at least 80% there in deciding what he want to do. But there are few people like you and like me. When I came in, you are just in your second year. I was in my third year in sixth semester, and I still didn't know what to do, right? And मेरा confusion बहुत ही high level का था कि should I go for job, should I go for masters में भी MTech में जाऊँ, MBA में जाऊँ, किसमें? मतलब सारे options open थे, and I didn't know कि करना क्या है, ठीक है? And the only thing what I have found is कि the difference between those people who are able to decide and difference between us is that they have more information than us and they are very well informed. ठीक है? Why are we not able to decide कि करना क्या है? Because we don't know कि आगे होगा क्या. MTech कर लूंगा मैं, उसके बाद क्या होगा? MTech के बाद कहाँ मेरे को जॉब मिल सकती है, किस टाइप की जॉब मेरे को मिल सकती है, राइट? अगर MBA करूंगा, am I suitable candidate for MBA? MBA करते क्यों है लोग? The problem is we are not able to find our why कि भाई करना क्यों है, MTech करना क्यों है, MBA करना क्यों है, या प्लेसमेंट लेना क्यों है, right? So the best solution is कि talk to more people, as many people as you can, as many alumni as you can from as many different fields as you can, and ask them कि भाई सर आप डिजाइन में हो या भैया आप डिजाइनिंग में हो, आई वांट टू नो कि डिजाइनिंग में क्या होता है, इंडस्ट्रीज ये प्रोफाइल देती है, एंड उसमें जाने के बाद क्या होता है. अगर मैं एमटेक करूं इंडिया से या एमबीए करूं बाहर से, टॉक टू पीपल हु हैव डन एमबीए, टॉक टू पीपल हु हैव डन एमटेक. दैट इज द ओनली वे यू कैन गेट कलेक्ट मोर information, reliable information, and after that only you can take a decision. See, no one is going to take a decision on your behalf. The only thing is get more information and you will be able to take a decision. You are still in your second year. I would suggest कि अभी से तुम शुरू कर दो. Contact Prarambh team, contact your alumni, and start understanding ki what options do you have, and what is the kind of work content you will be doing in that, and the life after that. That should help you answer your questions, because we cannot discuss this in detail, but I would say this is the part that you should follow.
Okay, thank you, Smith. So there are two queries. One is from Raj Akbari and another is from Rahil Shah. So we'll go first with Rahil Shah. He is in second year and is interested in manufacturing and design. He wants to do master in US, Germany or India. So we want to get experience in the corporate and then choose the path according to situation. So I'll just unmute Rahil. What exactly?
So I'm asking that should I go for the PG in US or Germany?
Yes, Rahil.
Or I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, so I'm asking that should I go for the
There is some network issue, I guess. Rahil, we are not able to hear you.
hello?
Preet, I think we are able to hear him.
Yes, we are able to.
So I'm
Okay, you
asking
can
that.
go ahead.
Okay, so I'm asking that should I do PG from US or Germany, or I should go into the corporate world and get an experience, and after that should go for the further studies according to the situation.
We have Mehul Bhai from Germany right now who is connected in the session. And apart from him, if anyone wants to answer this question. Mehul Bhai?
Just 1 minute. Can you hear me?
So guys, I'll just introduce Mr. Mehul. So he's 2014 pass out. He's also a mechanical engineer. He has done his masters from Germany, and he's currently in Germany. So yeah, you can continue.
Hello everyone. Can you please repeat your question, because I was a little bit away, I didn't hear it correctly.
My question is that I'm interested in manufacturing and design. Okay, so
Okay.
should I go for the further studies like PG in Germany or US, or should I go
Okay.
for the corporate experience and then pop into that?
I have a little bit like information about the USA, and of course I'm in Germany from last 6 years, so I have more information about Germany. So I'll tell you from my experience. First thing, you need to ask a question, like as Smith said already, like what to do, what kind of life do you want to live? Like if you do MS from USA, then more probably you're going to end up in some company. Like not many people from India, they do their PhDs or research into USA. Most of them end up in working with some companies. As far as my information and my contacts are there, very few people do PhDs. And I mean, job means life, means like life in industry or life in research center, life in research. If
In
you want a
industry.
life in, if you want to just work just work in some industries, let's say General Electric or Ford or any other companies, then I would give you that you should go into USA. That's my personal opinion. And regarding Germany, and if you want to come to Germany for your masters, then first, and you decided like you want to work in mechanical industries only, you don't want to like go to finance or MBA or any other place, then I would advise you take some experience, at least 2 years of experience, and then come for masters in Germany. Because here, if you have really good work experience, let's say you want to work in manufacturing industry, you work with L&T for 2 years, so really good working experience, and now then after that you decided that you want to do masters and you came to Germany. So after that your previous work experience will count a lot in Germany. And
Okay.
in Germany, of course, like education is really good, world class level, but only problem is like that you have to focus more on German language. And if you are, let's say, like not really good academically, then and still want to like study at the world class institution, then I would say you should come to Germany, because there is no ranking system in Germany. Like probably most of the students look for the university rankings and then they apply for USA. And same in India, like we always look for the rankings. Like I'm sure you chose Nirma because it is one of the top 3 colleges in Gujarat, not because it was near to your house. But let's say you are like not let's say topper 9.5 pointer, but you are, let's say, 8.58 and still want to study in world class institution, then you should come to Germany, because there is no ranking system here at all. Each and every university is good, but German language is little bit barrier.
Okay.
I hope I answered your question. And I have not that
Yes.
much about masters in India, because none of my friends are doing masters in India right now.
Okay.
I
Thank
would
you.
like to Preet, can you hear
Yeah.
me?
So yeah.
Sorry. Hirav is also my junior only from Nirma only, and he's doing masters currently at this moment. So he will be able to answer your question much more in detail.
Yeah, so hello everyone. So I am currently doing my master's in Germany and I'm in final year of my master's. And specifically I am into computational fluid mechanics and that area. So regarding your question, Rahil, I read that question like manufacturing and design. So I would consider here two factors. If you want to, if you are ready to learn German language and if you are willing to invest your time to learn a new language, then and then only you should consider an option of coming to Germany. And if you think that I don't want to learn other language and I want to stay to English, then I would say US will be better option. And also regarding MTech from IITs, I think it is also from top IITs. If you have MTech, then you also have very good chances. You can also always try for going from top IITs or IISc. That is also very good. And one more factor is regarding tuition fees. So in Germany, we have zero tuition fees for probably all the good courses. So, and in USA, probably it will cost something, I think about, I don't know exactly, but about 30 to 40 lakhs. So that is also one factor. So regarding these 2-3 factors are the important in taking decision. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Actually, I just want to make one point. In his question, Rahil mentioned that experience. So I just want to make one thing clear to him that if you are in designing or in manufacturing, then it is always advisable to have experience of shop floor. Probably Hiro or Vayulbhai can correct me. The corporate experience will never guide you to the real exposure or hands-on experience of the mechanical things. So corporate experience should be avoided and you should go for working for a plant or actual things where mechanical things are actually executed.
Yes, Dhruv, you are right. I just saw your message. For like most of the jobs in India for are based on manufacturing or managerial positions. Like if you go on automobile plants, you have seen that you have to manage certain things. Like technical knowledge, you don't need that much technical knowledge. You just need to know some basic things regarding the operations and certain things, and then you manage I think the workers, the shop floor, or some supply chain or like that. But the like Smith is working in R&D. So in India, what I found is the number of R&D jobs are very less. Probably at the end, you are after BTech, if you go for some placement, then you probably end up in some only working on shop floor or some managerial positions. But here in US and Germany, more focus is based on there are a lot of jobs in research and development, and for that you need very good technical skills. So if you want to go in that field, then I would suggest that you strengthen your technical skills.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
So that was from my part.
Thank you, Rahil. Now we have Raj. Here's some query related to aerospace.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Raj.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, so the question I wanted to ask was like I'm in second year and I'm already preparing for GRE and all. So I wanted to ask about the research papers, review papers and all that I can do regarding the aerospace or avionics industry.
Okay. Anyone? Seniors?
Like what are the topics? How can I begin?
Just a minute.
Hello, Raj. Regarding your query, actually, I have not done research in aerospace industry, but I'm working in defense and aerospace industry. So I can just guide you a little bit. You can research on various alternative fuels that can be used in rocket science. You can find out alternative ways of rocket propulsion. decrease in friction and decrease in weight of the aerospace components. How can it be done? Design of various critical components based on different approaches. These all topics you can explore more. As I said,
Yeah,
I've
I
done
have some of these topics in mind. Like I have some of these topics in mind, but like I don't know how to begin or how you have to start with the
yeah
research paper.
yeah
If I may,
Raj,
Rishi, can I take over this question?
yeah sure.
What topics currently do you have in mind? Because I have a little bit more knowledge about aeronautical field. So
Okay.
can you share your topics and I'll guide you because I've done my PhD, so I know better how to study research paper, how to publish a research paper. I can help you with that. So if you frame your question according what do you want to do exactly, then I might be help you.
3-4 topics are like the alternative fuels, the optimization in design, the structures, the materials, the improvement of materials. So how can I start doing it?
So I think me and Hiro will both try to answer your questions because we both are familiar with what you are trying to say. I don't have much knowledge about alternative fuels, so I will not be speaking about that. But coming to the optimization of the fields, then this is really good topic. Now optimizations can be done on so many different levels. You want to do material optimization, you want to do strength optimization, you want to do space optimization. There are, let's say, n number of possibility of optimization. But from your perspective, I'll start with the structure, like topology optimization. That's the easiest way to start. Like there are when I was in sixth semester, I did 1 hour, I think mini project, something like that, onto optimization. I use HyperWorks for that. So that would be a pretty good start if you want to do learning optimization. And regarding aerospace industries, like what kind of jobs and what kind of research they do, especially from mechanical engineering point of view, I'll tell you about that. First thing is like that it's aerodynamics, how these different forces and different accelerations are acting when the vehicle or helicopter or plane is in the wind, in the air. Second thing, what you can do is the stress analysis. Stress analysis is really wide topic in the aeronautical field. Throughout your entire flight, there are different loads are acting. How can you apply those load to your real simulation field and do a study that is safe? So now if you want to start a research about it and you want to publish something about it, then I will suggest you take let's say can you take me personally? I'll suggest you some research paper. You should start reading that research papers, and if possible, then I can give you some tasks also. If you do that, of course, you will not be able to do it yourself initially. You have to take some help from, I think, Dhawal Patel sir, or Dhawal Shah sir. Either of, even Mihir Patel or Mihir Shah? Mihir Shah. Yeah, he's Mihir Chauhan. Yeah, these all three professors have really good information about optimizations and the things we are talking about, especially both Dhawal Patel and Dhawal Shah sir. So there are n number of opportunities, but first you need to be very specific. Like now, either you can go. I'm suggesting you to focus on alternative fuels or optimization.
There is one more topic which I've already started something about, which is integration of material science and 3D printing technologies are being used in aerospace and all. So the more complex compounds or materials are being used which are lighter and more durable. Okay.
Of course.
In aerospace.
Now to answer that question, now that is even more my area of expertise because I study computational material science. What you're trying to say is like that. The thing is like that the additive manufacturing is really upcoming field. So right now in my university, there are research going on about once you manufacture those materials, how these manufacturers breaks, fracture mechanics of that problem of material. Regarding now, if you want to design a new material, let's say someone gives you specification like this material should withstand high temperature without going to creep problems or anything, then you have some requirements And if you want to design this kind of materials, then you can design at the atomic scale, nanoscale, microstructure scale, or at the mesoscale. But this is too much for you right now. But if you want to come to this side of the field, then I would say you start learning programming, because optimization as well as this material things will be are done mostly on the computational field. And for computational field, programming is really key. So try learning
So
programming
what are
as
the
much as you
programs
can.
you suggest? What are the programs you would suggest?
Learn Python, MATLAB, C++. These four are more than enough. And anything, Hero, you want to add?
I just want to add that this aerodynamics field is also a very vast field. Like just like mechanical field, it has three components: design, thermal, and manufacturing. So also once you go study that things, then you will also get better idea. But I want to add one perspective from thermal side. So you can start with basic fluid mechanics and just start reading basic books on fluid dynamics and design. I think that would be helpful before just aiming for research paper, because research paper is very far thing and for just for BTech student, because lot of people, if you see lot of people what you are thinking, lot of people might have already published research paper on that topic and not much in detail. So I just suggest you read as much literature as you can before aiming for publishing research paper.
And yeah, regarding the same, like of course I can understand your situation. Probably you are in third or second year of your BTech, so you don't know where to get a research paper or which research paper to refer. So for that, you can ask a Hero or me. You can take our contacts from the Preet, and he will give you our contacts, and you can write us emails and with your specific questions. Like you are reading this, you want to read about more about this topic, then can you help me find a research paper? Then we both will help you out.
Okay, no. Sure. And one last query was that I've heard from many of seniors as well as experienced people, like they're about the future in aerospace. Like it's unstable. There's no much future in that, and you should take some core field or managerial field which is safe. So, what would you tell about that?
I don't agree. The thing is like that. Nah, you can. Okay, continue. The one thing I want to say is like that. Of course, you are in like say, let's say, working on a shop floor or production of or some say Boeing or Airbus, then it will get obsolete after some time. Like because each and every day there is a new technology over coming from manufacturing, and you have to keep updating yourself. But if you are into research into aerospace field, then let's say you are developing a new material or new optimization problem or new optimization technique, that thing is not just going to restricted to aerospace field. It can be used in any ways. Right now we know that NASA has developed so many technologies and we are using that in our day-to-day life. It has nothing to do with aeronautics. So if you are into research, then it doesn't matter like with which industry you are working, because one or other way this all are connected.
One small point, don't worry about which field will be in future or something. Don't worry about that too much about future, that this field will close down or will this field have some significance. Just I would say just focus on exploring as many things as you can. Don't worry about that this will close or this will open or something. Just stay connected to your basic knowledge, and then I am sure that if one field closes and you will find job in some other field. It's not a problem.
Sure. Thank you. That was very informative.
Guys, so we have few queries, but I think we are about to wind up the session. And so yes, this was the first session of Prarambh. I hope you all like the initiative, and there is a message from our seniors that it's a duty of all the seniors to guide their upcoming students, because पता नहीं कोई भी स्टूडेंट है वो कल डॉक्टर एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम या फिर बड़ा सा साइंटिस्ट या फिर इंजीनियर बनेंगे जो they will help the society, they will help the country. So mentorship is very essential, I think, and that is what we are here for.